All right, guys. 2 beers for lunch, and I'm still kicking. Let's give it a try. Today, guys, I want to give you a short rendition on the notion of original sin as it appears in the Bible. More of a Jewish versus Christian understanding, along with my own interpretation. And guys, know that this really should be allowed, right? You can know what your religion teaches and still give your own opinion, your own interpretation. Anyways, Christianity teaches that the first or original sin keeps you away from salvation and essentially God completely. Something that is only reversed with the acceptance of the Messiah. While the more, I would say, popular Jewish opinion, really made popular by counter missionaries, is that yes, the first sin permanently plunged man down a spiral of misbehavior, which he or she never fully recovers from. However, through the keeping of God's later commandments, he can keep sin at bay, but never fully overcome it. Now, there is another Jewish opinion, which I would say is the internal opinion, or the popular internal opinion, versus what they would tell a Christian. And that's the Kabbalistic one. And yes, what's weird is that most counter-missionaries also believe in Kabbalah, so what the heck? Anyways, another topic. Anyways, it teaches very similar to traditional Christianity. They believe that because of Adam's sin, he caused for the netzitzot, the sparks, to ultimately become scattered. And by us keeping commandments, we cause physical and spiritual processes, i.e. tikkun or reparation, to occur, which help in gathering those sparks, which ultimately culminates in the coming of the Messiah. As well as the idea that after the gathering of the sparks, or in the Messianic age, or the redemption, Jews will no longer sin anymore. Now, the truth is, not all rabbis believe this, but it is the prevalent belief, at least in the mystically inclined Jewish world. But I don't know if you see the similarities between that and Christianity. Now, what do I believe? Well, I think that Genesis chapter 3 is a prophecy pointing to Exodus chapter 20, i.e. Torah from Sinai. Meaning that because man's, or literally woman's, sin was really an attempt to know good and evil outside of God, this is why the curse begins with God cursing man to live off the sweat of his brow. Meaning that they would have to try to eke out an ethical existence without God. Meaning they would have to try to figure everything out on their own, just to show them that they can't. Which is why what we see from Genesis chapter 4 to Exodus chapter 20 is man trying to live ethically, but constantly missing the mark. So the prophecy is that the day would come when God would bridge the gap by giving man his Torah once and for all, so that when the snake a second time tries to tempt man, this time man will be able to crush his head, i.e. overcoming him, because he is now equipped with ethics from Sinai, i.e. the full knowledge of good and evil. Thanks.